Good evening to you. Eric Weisfeld here, coming to you live from the WNBF First Alert Desk on a Wednesday night. And we are going to begin, guess what, with the update on the Carolina Forest wildfire. Now, the fire remains around 2,000 acres at this point, but now sits at 44% containment. So it has become more contained since earlier today when it sat at 30%, which is where it sat for a couple of days. The South Carolina Forestry Commission says that is where it is now at 44%. And today, they did present some new challenges for the crews working to fight it. The wet and windy weather, especially that wind, forcing the National Guard to ground its helicopters and smaller agencies to ground their drones, while the rain marked the latest step toward improving the conditions in the Carolina Forest area. A spokesperson for Horry County Fire Rescue says, though, he and the rest of his agency won't be letting their guards down just yet. And we can also tell you that today's storm brought temporary relief to some of the Carolina Forest residents who have understandably been through a lot of emotions this week. Many folks just off Tuckahoe Road said they are relieved to see today's rain as it's dampening their yards near the fire. Earlier this week, many folks watched that fire jump quickly. They were worried today's wind would cause a similar scene. That was the threat. But to prepare for today's storm, yesterday aerial crews dumped load after load of water on hot spots in hopes of saturating the areas to prevent the fire from spreading. Enough, though. The rain has helped. Some spots were still smoldering this afternoon, though, and we've told you that's going to be the case. We will continue to monitor the conditions, bring you the very latest updates both on air and online. South Carolina's price gouging law remains in effect during the emergency response to the wildfire. So South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson making that announcement this weekend on Sunday. That means anyone charging excess pricing during the wildfire can face up to a $1,000 fine, also 30 days in jail. For more about price gouging and how you can report it, you can click on the link to this story on our website, WNBFnews.com. And officials at the Myrtle Beach International Airport are warning that operations may continue to be disrupted thanks to the impacts from that wildfire. There were a number of delays and cancellations this evening, this afternoon as well. So if you're flying out in the coming days, it's always best to make sure, you should do this anyway, just make sure that you're checking on the status of your flight before you actually head out the door. Now tomorrow, WNBF News once again partnering with the American Red Cross. We are helping save lives by holding blood drives at both the Coastal Grand Mall in Myrtle Beach and also Magnolia Mall in Florence. So I'll be at Coastal Grand Mall. Hopefully you'll come out and meet me and make a donation. I'll be there all day long. This begins at 11 o'clock tomorrow and goes until 6 o'clock. Because of that, we will not have WNBF News at 6 or 7 tomorrow night because we also have a game to watch. But we will have WNBF News at 11 o'clock tomorrow night. But again, I'll see you tomorrow at Coastal Grand Mall beginning at 11 o'clock for our blood drive, which will be there, and also at Magnolia Mall in Florence. Coming up tonight on WNBF News at 11 o'clock, we'll have the latest on the fire as crews work to completely contain it, plus how your car or vehicle should see a special perk tomorrow if you're interested in taking part in that. Let's take a look at the forecast real quick. And as we look through live of the Sky Captain tower cam, you can see that it looks pretty mellow out there tonight. There is still some wind out there, and that's still going to be the concern according to your first alert forecast, not only overnight but into the day tomorrow through your afternoon. So the biggest concern here is going to be the wind, especially with those wildfires as well. We're looking for a little bit of rain again this weekend, possibly Sunday. Temperatures are not going to be nearly as cold in the next few days, but we can tell you that the wind will be an issue overnight tonight and into tomorrow. We hope you have a great evening, and we'd love to see you tonight for WNBF News at 11 o'clock. Be safe, and we'll see you tonight at 11.